we're going to talk about the article I have from thegrio.com, Fair Use. The name of this article is Black Women Suffered the Most Job Loss in April, a report says. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go into the article. While more than 170,000 jobs were added to the job market in April, Black women accounted for the highest job loss. Though the U.S. economy added over 170,000 jobs last month, more Black women lost their jobs than anyone else, according to the latest report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. According to April's jobs report, despite the U.S. unemployment rate remaining at 4.2%, Black women accounted for a total of 106,000 jobs lost. Employment for Black women dipped from 10.325 million in March to 10.219 million in April. Meanwhile, their unemployment rate climbed from 5.1% to 6.1%, accounting for the most significant month-to-month increase among all demographics. According to the data, Black women have lost 304,000 jobs since February. The overall Black unemployment also rose for the third straight month in a row from 6.2% to 6.3%, the highest rate since January. However, Black men saw a not so insignificant increase in employment. Their unemployment rate dropped from 6.1% to 5.6%. When it came to other demographics, the unemployment rate mostly remained unchanged, including that of white women, which was 3.3%, and Hispanic women, which was 4.6%. Next to Black Americans, Hispanic Americans had the second highest unemployment rate in April at 5.8%, while Asian Americans had the lowest at 3.0%. The unemployment rate for white Americans in April was 3.8%. This report arrives after 4 months of Trump administration slashing away at anything and any job function that remotely has to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion, hiring initiatives. The impact has begun reverberating across corporate America, with many companies announcing an end or change to their DEI policies. The findings in this report are troubling to Black experts. The unusual nature of this increase in Black women's unemployment is a testament to and a direct result of the anti-DEI and anti-Black focus of the new administration policies. William Michael Cunningham, an economist and owner of Creative Investment Research, said about the data, "This is demonstrably damaging to the Black community, something we have not seen before." Other experts are pushing for cautious optimism around the overall picture. Several agree that things are poised to worsen with so much an influx between ongoing tariff wars and rising labor and living costs. Let's not fool ourselves. Things are going to get worse later this year, probably later in the summer. Robert Frick, corporate economist at Navy Federal Credit Union, told CNN, "But for now, we really need to cross our fingers and hope that incomes and jobs hold up." Okay, and that's the end of the article. And the commentary I would like to give on this topic this evening on the article that I got from thegrio.com, Fair Use. Black women suffered the most job loss in April, the report says. And going to the commentary about this article, um, basically, what I think is a lot of people talk about reparations, but we can't just wait. Black people just can't wait for reparations. We need to try to come together, and it's a lot of black women and men also. We need to support black businesses and do more job creation in the community. And I know it's hard to get funding from the government, to help with business loans, but like little things like, like buying other black customers. Other business owners that are black owned, or other doing business with someone, because we have to find other alternatives. Even other races say that the job market is horrible. A lot of people are going in business for themselves, and because you do have to have something on the side. And and sadly to say, most of the jobs are not dependable today. You never know what will come up. And one place to start is YouTube. You could support someone channel. You could support this channel. I'm a black woman, and I'm trying to stay afloat myself. One thing they always say is black people have good buying power in America. Well, if we have good buying power, if we take our money and support black businesses, or support content creators that are starting, like say these women that have lost their jobs, or women that are trying to stay afloat, black women. And a lot of black women have children. A lot of black women are single mothers. um, Me myself, I'm one also. And sometimes, life situations, maybe your spouse passed. Like in my situation, my son father, he passed away. I was with him for 13 years, or whatever the reason is. Sometimes black women, well, the majority of the time, black women do not choose to raise children by themselves. Sometimes it's a life situation. And I can speak as a black woman. Majority of black women would prefer to be married and have a two-parent household. But the men today, and this applies in all races, it's hard to find that person to be in a relationship with, to get married. The men today are not like the men of old. And but it's not like you can go out and meet someone. It takes time to get in a relationship with someone. But going back to the article, my view of black women dealing with this rough economy, one example, another example of how black women can support one another, or black men can support black women, is black women could be content creators on the side, and start a YouTube channel, and we could support each other by giving each other views. You could start with this channel and other channels that black women have, and support our channels. Even as long as the content is decent, and somewhat interesting. And another thing in the black community, we have to get over being competitive toward one another as a individual. We have to support one another, especially when um, when other Black people like ourselves are trying to do something positive, and especially in this rough economy, to uplift themselves. We have to have sympathy for one another. The Jewish people, they create jobs for their people, and other minority groups create jobs for their people and opportunities. We need to, even if you can't create an opportunity for another Black person, you could share an opportunity with them that they can go apply for maybe a job or something. Share job opportunities. But I know one for sure way. Black women that are struggling and trying to make ends meet in this economy. The simplest way is we could all start a YouTube channel. You could support this channel. You could support other Black women channel. They have positive content. So they can and just support one another. And say like if you're on a Black woman channel, give her some views. Just look at it. You could click on it. Give a like. Let it play. You don't even have to. I mean, even if the content is boring, if she has this channel, her situation, you don't even have to know her situation. Just support her. Just support. Try to give each other views. During this time, Black people have to get over their jealousy toward one another and support one another. You could talk about racism all day long, but the question is, as a Black American or a foundational Black American, whatever type of Black person you want to call yourselves, today we need to support one another. And when you uplift another person, you'll be blessed, and the other person will uplift you. We need to keep it going. This day and age, our forefathers asked the government for reparations. They never got it. And racism still hasn't changed. We just have to instead of being individuals, support one another, economic. Through economics. you know, um, Black women could get on YouTube, start a channel, and just go on their channels and give them views. Don't hate on one another. Don't be jealous. Support their channels. And when you help someone else, the Heavenly Father, He'll bless you. But that's what we need to do. As Black people, we have to quit being competitive toward one another because it's getting us nowhere. Because other minority groups are working together. That's why we're at the bottom, because we're individualistic. You know, and not to throw shade on my forefathers, they did all they can do, but this day and age, it's no excuse for Black people to be. I mean, I know it's reasons, economic reasons, a whole list of things, but we need to support each other economically by supporting Black women business, Black men business, supporting Black content creators. Just support Black channels. This is a Black channel, a Black woman channel. My channel is a Black woman channel. Just support one another. Get in order to get paid by YouTube, you got to have 1,000 views. If we support each other's channel and we all get over 1,000 views, and if somebody supports my channel, I get over 1,000 views. Hey, you best believe I'm gonna go to their channel, support their channel, and keep the train going. Because whether we want to admit it or not, I mean, it's hard. The economy is hard on everybody, no matter what your race is. But Black women and Black men suffer the most because we don't have any job creation. A lot of Black men and Black women don't have. We've been in this country for 400 years. And I mean, I'm not to put my community down, but we've been in this country for over 400 years. We don't have a corporation. I hear about some like in the music industry, but I'm talking about we should have it across the board. support independent business, support Black independent business, Black content creators. We ought to support one another, and you feel good when you support another Black person, and then you receive support back, and keep the train going. And I mean, nobody when in America today. I just think, I mean, I do believe in reparations, but we just can't wait on that anymore. We have to look at ways to improve our economy and uplift the Black community. And it's a shame that 170,000, according to this article, 170,000 jobs were added to the economy, and over 100,000 Black women lost their jobs. I mean, we have to support one another. As Black women, Black men should support Black women. And Black women should support one another. Like they say, when you're divided, you fall. And I think Black people need to come together and support one another in this economy. I get tired of hearing stories of well, I hate to see anyone homeless, regardless what their race is, but it just seems like Black people suffer the most. And I think when Black people start caring about other Black people, then maybe people will care. But if you don't care about your own people, how do you expect for other people to care? You know, so support Black business. Black men and Black women should support Black business, independent business, support Black independent content creators, support Black content creators that are starting off. I mean, it don't have to be content that's like talking about Diddy. Support channels that are positive. And create. But we need to support one another. You know, and like if I were to get a lot of views, I would support other channels, and keep the train going. And I think the only way Black people are going to be uplifted is if we uplift one another. It starts there, caring about one another and caring about our children and our communities. And that's my commentary about on the article and the subject. Black women suffered the most job loss in April. According to a report, the article from the Griot Fair Use. And thank you for tuning in to the Inspirational Channel and News. And go ahead and click on the like button, share the channel, and support other Black channels, other Black women channels. Support this channel. Let's keep it going, support one another. And let's try to make a difference and uplift one another as Black people. Like they say, no one can save us but ourselves. But it helps a whole lot when we look out for each other, because you're going to get it right back. And that's the way we have to do. And I'm a firm believer. It does nothing to complain. And uh, it's better to solve a problem, an issue, than just sit back. Because we have to, as Black people, we have to care about one another. And support one another. And stop being jealous of one another. Um, there should be no reason for Black women not having a support system. Because nowadays you can't get food stamps if you're Black. You can't get, it's so hard to get certain assistance. We have to support one another. And we're the only, and I'm gonna be honest, we're the only group in America that is divided. Individualistic, when we should come together as a collective. And uplift one another and care about all our children. If just think about it, if most of these women that lost their jobs are trying to stay afloat during this economy, most of the black women. If we all go in and set up a YouTube channel and all the black people in America just click and like and view it and come together and try to give all the black channels, black women and men channels views, I mean, the problem will be solved overnight. And you never know if we institute and implement, if we implement these strategies to improve the economic problems of black people. You know, if we support black business, support independent black owners, support content creators, black men and women, you know, the wealth gap would probably be closed. You know, maybe the problem is us. You know, if we come together and support one another economically, the wealth gap will probably close. You know, and we do need to get into creating jobs and opportunities for other black people that want to uplift themselves and take care of their families. And that's my commentary tonight on this article. Black women suffered the most job loss in April, the report says, by the written by the Griot, thegriot.com, for use. And peace and blessings, and thank you for tuning in this evening. And you have a wonderful evening.